Guinea-Bissau is a country in Western Africa. It borders two other countries, which are Guinea and Senegal. The flag of Guinea-Bissau is made up of two horizontal stripes of yellow and green, as well as a vertical red stripe on the left of the flag, with a black five-pointed star. The capital and largest city in the nation is Bissau. The country has an area of 22,447 square miles, or 36,125 square kilometers, and a population of just under 2 million people. 55% of the nation's land is made up of forests. Guinea-Bissau has a purchasing power parity GDP of $3.64 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $1,800. Vanuatu is an island nation in the Pacific Ocean. The flag of Vanuatu is made up of two horizontal stripes of red and green, with a horizontal black triangle on the left, featuring a yellow boar's tusk and crossed fern leaves, as well as a yellow horizontal pole shape outlined in black. The capital and largest city in the country is Port Vila, which has a population of over 49,000 people. The nation has an area of 7,573 square miles, or 12,189 square kilometers, and a population of over 303,000 people. The most common religion is Protestant Christianity, which makes up 70% of the nation. Vanuatu has a purchasing power parity GDP of $850 million, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $2,800. Sri Lanka is an island nation in the Indian Ocean near India. The flag of Sri Lanka is made up of a yellow field, with two vertical stripes of green and orange on the left, and a maroon field on the right, which features a yellow lion holding a sword in its right paw, surrounded by four leaves. The executive and judicial capital, as well as the largest city, is Colombo. The country has an area of 40,768 square miles, or 65,610 square kilometers, and a population of over 23 million people. The nation's official religion is Buddhism, which makes up 70.2% of the population. Sri Lanka has a purchasing power parity GDP of $274.8 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $12,500. Tuvalu is an island nation in the Pacific Ocean. The flag of Tuvalu is made up of a blue field with 9 yellow stars and a Union Jack in the upper left corner. The capital and largest city in the country is Funafuti, which has a population of over 6,000 people. The nation has an area of 16 square miles, or 26 square kilometers, and a population of over 11,000 people. The country has two official languages, which are Tuvaluan and English. Tuvalu has a purchasing power parity GDP of $50 million, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $4,400. New Zealand is an island nation in the Pacific Ocean. The flag of New Zealand is made up of a blue field with 4 red stars with white borders, and a Union Jack in the upper left corner. The capital of the country is Wellington, and the largest city is Auckland, which has a population of over 1 million people. The nation has an area of 167,048 square miles, or 268,838 square kilometers, making it similar in size to Colorado, and has a population of just under 5 million people. The country is the most southern capital on Earth. New Zealand has a purchasing power parity GDP of $215.6 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $42,400. Grenada is an island nation in the Caribbean. The flag of Grenada is made up of 4 triangles of green and yellow, with a red circle and yellow star in the middle, as well as a yellow and red depiction of nutmeg on the left, and is surrounded by a red border, with 6 yellow 5-pointed stars on the top and bottom of the flag. The capital and largest city in the country is St. George's, which has a population of over 39,000 people. The nation has an area of 213 square miles, or 344 square kilometers, and a population of over 113,000 people. The official language of the country is English, and Protestant Christianity is the most common religion, making up 49.2% of the population. Grenada has a purchasing power parity GDP of $1.7 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $15,100. Mali is a landlocked country in Western Africa. It borders 7 other countries, which are Senegal, Niger, Mauritania, Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and Algeria. The flag of Mali is made up of 3 vertical stripes of green, yellow, and red, which are the Pan-African colors. The capital and largest city in the nation is Bamako, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 770,619 square miles, or 1,240,192 square kilometers, and a population of over 20 million people. The official language of the nation is French, and the most common religion is Islam, which makes up 93.9% of the country. Mali has a purchasing power parity GDP of $44.89 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $2,200. Vatican City is a landlocked city-state in southern Europe. It's completely surrounded by Italy, and more specifically Rome. The flag of Vatican City is made up of 2 vertical stripes of yellow and white, with the nation's coat of arms on the right side. The country has an area of 0.17 square miles, or 0.44 square kilometers, making it the smallest widely recognized country in the world, as well as a population of 1,000 people. The nation's leader is the Pope, who is also the head of the Roman Catholic Church, which has about 1 billion followers. The country contains St. Peter's Basilica, which is the 2nd largest Christian church in the world. Iran is a country in the Middle East. It borders 7 other countries, which are Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Turkey, and Pakistan. The flag of Iran is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of green, white, and red, with the country's national emblem in the center, and Kufic writing along the inner edges of the stripes. The capital and largest city in the nation is Tehran, which has a population of over 8 million people. The country has an area of 631,477 square miles, or 1,635,518 square kilometers, and a population of over 85 million people. The official religion in the nation is Islam, which makes up 99.6% of the population. Iran has a purchasing power parity GDP of $1.044 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $12,400. Japan is an island nation in East Asia. The flag of Japan is made up of a white field with a red circle in the middle of the flag. The capital and largest city of the nation is Tokyo, which means Eastern Capital. The nation has an area of 145,937 square miles, or 377,975 square kilometers, and a population of over 124 million people. In Japan's history, women would sometimes blacken their teeth, as it was widely considered attractive. More than 4/5 of the nation is made up of mountains. Japan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $5.224 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $41,400. Malawi is a landlocked country in southern Africa. It borders 3 other countries, which are Mozambique, Zambia, and Tanzania. The flag of Malawi is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of black, red, and green, with a red rising sun with 31 rays on the top stripe. The capital and largest city in the nation is Lilongwe, which has a population of over 989,000 people. The country has an area of 45,853 square miles, or 118,760 square kilometers, and a population of over 20 million people. 59.2% of the nation's land is used for agriculture. Malawi has a purchasing power parity GDP of $28.44 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $1,500. Dominica is an island nation in the Caribbean. The flag of Dominica is made up of a green field, with a cross made up of 3 stripes of yellow, black, and white, and a red circle in the middle, which contains 10 green stars as well as a parrot, which has purple and green feathers. The capital and largest city in the country is Roseau, which has a population of over 14,000 people. The nation has an area of 290 square miles, or 751 square kilometers, and a population of over 74,000 people. English is the official language of the country, and the most common religion is Roman Catholicism. Dominica has a purchasing power parity GDP of $710 million, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $9,900. Liberia is a country in Western Africa. It borders 3 other countries, which are Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, and Sierra Leone. The flag of Liberia is made up of 11 stripes of red and white, as well as a square blue field with a white 5-pointed star in the upper left corner. The capital and largest city in the nation is Monrovia, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 37,466 square miles, or 97,036 square kilometers, and a population of over 5 million people. Liberia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $6.85 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $1,400. Serbia is a landlocked country in the Balkans. It borders either 7 or 8 countries, depending on if you recognize Kosovo. The others are Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Romania, Croatia, North Macedonia, Montenegro, and Hungary. The flag of Serbia is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of red, blue, and white, with a coat of arms on the left side of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Belgrade, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 29,957 square miles, or 77,589 square kilometers, and a population of over 6 million people. Serbian is the official language, which is spoken by 88.1% of the population. Serbia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $125.8 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $18,200. Lithuania is a country in Northeast Europe. It borders 4 other countries, which are Belarus, Latvia, Poland, and Russia. The flag of Lithuania is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of yellow, green, and red. The capital and largest city in the nation is Vilnius, which has a population of over 500,000 people. The nation has an area of 25,207 square miles, or 65,286 square kilometers, and a population of over 2 million people. Lithuania is the country's official language, and Roman Catholicism is the most common religion, which makes up 77.2% of the population. Lithuania has a purchasing power parity GDP of $102.66 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $36,700. Tajikistan is a landlocked country in Central Asia. It borders 4 other countries, which are Afghanistan, China, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan. The flag of Tajikistan is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and green, with a yellow crown which features 7 5-pointed stars in the middle of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Dushanbe, which has a population of over 800,000 people. The country has an area of 54,595 square miles, or 141,400 square kilometers, and a population of a little under 9 million people. The official language is Tajik, and the most common religion is Islam, which makes up 98% of the nation. Tajikistan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $34.88 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $3,700. The Republic of the Gambia is a country in Western Africa. It borders 1 other country, which is Senegal. The flag of the Gambia is made up of 5 horizontal stripes of red, white, blue, and green. The capital and largest city in the nation is Banjul. The country has an area of 4,127 square miles, or 10,689 square kilometers, and a population of over 2 million people. The Gambia is the smallest country in Africa, which isn't an island. The nation is made up of the narrow area around the Gambia River. The Gambia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $5.22 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $2,200. Papua New Guinea is a country which takes up the eastern half of the island of New Guinea. It borders 1 other country, which is Indonesia. The flag of Papua New Guinea is divided diagonally with 5 white stars in the form of the Southern Cross on black on the left, and a yellow bird of paradise on red on the right. The capital and largest city in the nation is Port Moresby, which has a population of over 360,000 people. The country has an area of 178,355 square miles, or 461,937 square kilometers, and a population of over 7 million people. More than 800 indigenous languages are spoken in the nation, which is about 12% of the world's languages. Just 13.6% of the country is urban. Papua New Guinea has a purchasing power parity GDP of $36.69 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $4,100. Cape Verde, or Cabo Verde, is an island nation off the coast of Western Africa. The flag of Cape Verde is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of white and red, on a blue background of 10 yellow stars in the shape of a circle. The capital and largest city in the country is Praia, which has a population of over 137,000 people. The nation is an area of 1,557 square miles, or 4,033 square kilometers, and a population of over 500,000 people. Cape Verde has a purchasing power parity GDP of $3.36 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $6,000. Guyana is a country in South America. It borders 3 other countries, which are Suriname, Brazil, and Venezuela. The flag of Guyana features a red triangle partially outlined in black, on top of a yellow triangle partially outlined in white, on top of a green field. The capital and largest city in the nation is Georgetown, which has a population of over 118,000 people. The country is an area of 83,012 square miles, or 214,999 square kilometers, and a population of over 787,000 people. 77.4% of the nation's land is made up of forests. Guyana has a purchasing power parity GDP of $14.69 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $18,700. St. Lucia is an island nation in the Caribbean. The flag of St. Lucia is made up of a light blue field with a yellow triangle in front of a longer black triangle partially outlined in white. The capital and largest city in the country is Castries. The nation is an area of 238 square miles, or 617 square kilometers, and a population of over 166,000 people. English is the official language of the nation, and Roman Catholicism is the most common religion, which makes up 61.5% of the population. St. Lucia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $2.25 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $12,300. Brunei is a country in Southeast Asia. It borders just one other country, which is Malaysia, and is located on the island of Borneo. The flag of Brunei is made up of a yellow field with 2 diagonal stripes of white and black, as well as the nation's crest in red in the center of the flag. The capital and largest city in the country is Bandar Seri Begawan, which has a population of over 200,000 people. The nation is an area of 2,226 square miles, or 5,765 square kilometers, and a population of over 471,000 people, which means it has the smallest population in Southeast Asia. The official religion of Brunei is Islam, which makes up 80.9% of the nation. Brunei has a purchasing power parity GDP of $27.23 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $62,200. Estonia is a country in Northeast Europe. It borders 2 other countries, which are Russia and Latvia. The flag of Estonia is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of blue, black, and white. The capital and largest city in the nation is Tallinn. The country is an area of 70,504 square miles, or 45,336 square kilometers, and a population of over 1 million people. 52.1% of the nation's land is made up of forests. And Estonian is the official language, which is spoken by 68.7% of the population. Estonia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $47.44 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $35,600. Kuwait is a country in the Middle East. It borders 2 other countries, which are Iraq and Saudi Arabia. The flag of Kuwait is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of green, white, and red, with a black trapezoid on the left side. The capital and largest city in the nation is Kuwait City, which has a population of over 60,000 people. The country is an area of 6,880 square miles, or 70,818 square kilometers, and a population of over 3 million people. Arabic is the official language of the nation, and Islam is the official religion, which makes up 74.6% of the population. Kuwait has a purchasing power parity GDP of $209.74 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $49,900. Angola is a country in southern Africa. It borders 4 other countries, which are Zambia, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the Republic of the Congo, and Namibia. The flag of Angola is made up of 2 vertical stripes of red and black, with a yellow gear and machete crossed, as well as a yellow star. The capital and largest city in the nation is Luanda. The country is an area of 481,354 square miles, or 1,246,700 square kilometers, and a population of over 33 million people. 54.3% of the nation's land is made up of forests. Angola has a purchasing power parity GDP of $203.71 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $6,200. The Dominican Republic is an island nation in the Caribbean. It borders one other country, which is Haiti, on the island of Hispaniola. The flag of the Dominican Republic is made up of a white cross, surrounded by fields of red and blue, as well as the national coat of arms in the center. The capital and largest city in the nation is Santo Domingo. The nation is an area of 18,551 square miles, or 48,046 square kilometers, and a population of over 10 million people. Spanish is the official language of the country, and 51.5% of its land is used for agriculture. The Dominican Republic has a purchasing power parity GDP of $184.45 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $17,000. The Central African Republic is a landlocked country in Central Africa. It borders 6 other countries, which are Cameroon, Chad, Sudan, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and the Republic of the Congo. The flag of the Central African Republic is made up of 4 horizontal stripes of blue, white, green, and yellow, with a vertical red stripe dividing the flag in half, as well as a yellow 5-point star in the upper left corner. The capital and largest city in the nation is Bangui. The country is an area of 240,324 square miles, or 622,436 square kilometers, and a population of over 5 million people. The Central African Republic has a purchasing power parity GDP of $4.483 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $900. South Korea is a country in East Asia. It borders one other country, which is North Korea. The flag of South Korea has a red and blue taeguk, as well as 4 symbols surrounding it on a white background. The capital and largest city in the nation is Seoul, which has a population of over 9.5 million people. The country is an area of 38,749 square miles, or 100,360 square kilometers, and a population of over 51 million people. About 70% of the country's land is mountainous, and 81.4% of the population is urban. South Korea has a purchasing power parity GDP of $2.187 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $42,300. Egypt is a country in North Africa. It borders 3 other widely recognized countries, which are Libya, Israel, and Sudan, as well as the partially recognized state of Palestine on the Gaza Strip. The flag of Egypt is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and black, with an eagle in the flag center. The capital and largest city in the nation is Cairo, which is also the 3rd largest city in Africa. The country is an area of 384,791 square miles, or 996,603 square kilometers, and a population of over 106 million people. The official language of the country is Arabic, and 90% of the population is Muslim. 95% of Egypt's population is near the Nile River. The nation contains the Suez Canal, which is one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. Egypt has a purchasing power parity GDP of $1.223 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $12,000. Mauritania is a country in Western Africa. It borders 4 other widely recognized countries, which are Senegal, Morocco, Mali, and Algeria, as well as the partially recognized Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic or Western Sahara. The flag of Mauritania features a star and crescent moon on a green field, with 2 horizontal red stripes on the top and bottom of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Nouakchott. The nation is an area of 397,956 square miles, or 1,030,700 kilometers, and a population of over 4 million people. Most of the country is in the Sahara Desert. Mauritania has a purchasing power parity GDP of $23.17 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $5,000. Honduras is a country in Central America. It borders 3 other countries, which are Guatemala, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. The flag of Honduras is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of turquoise and white, with 5 turquoise stars in the middle. The capital and largest city in the nation is Tegucigalpa, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country is an area of 43,433 square miles, or 112,492 square kilometers, and a population of over 9 million people. Spanish is the official language, and Roman Catholicism is the most common religion. Honduras has a purchasing power parity GDP of $50.89 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $5,100. Trinidad and Tobago is an island nation in the Caribbean. The flag of Trinidad and Tobago is made up of 3 diagonal stripes of white and black, stretching across a red field. The capital of the country is Port of Spain, and the largest city is San Fernando. The nation is an area of 1,981 square miles, or 5,130 square kilometers, and a population of over 1 million people. The nation contains the biggest natural reservoir of asphalt on Earth, and is the southernmost country in the Caribbean. It gained independence from the United Kingdom on August 31st, 1962. Trinidad and Tobago has a purchasing power parity GDP of $33.21 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $23,700. Ghana is a country in Western Africa. It borders 3 other countries, which are Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, and Togo. The flag of Ghana is made up of 3 horizontal strips of red, yellow, and green, which are the Pan-African colors, as well as a black 5-pointed star in the center of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Accra. The country is an area of 92,098 square miles, or 238,533 square kilometers, and a population of over 32 million people. The nation has a tropical climate, and 69.1% of its land is used for agriculture. Ghana has a purchasing power parity GDP of $164.84 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $5,300. Afghanistan is a landlocked country in South Central Asia. It borders 6 other countries, which are China, Uzbekistan, Iran, Pakistan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. The capital and largest city in the nation is Kabul, which has a population of over 4 million people. The country is an area of 252,072 square miles, or 652,864 square kilometers, and a population of over 37 million people. As of making this video, the country is de facto controlled by the Taliban, which is not recognized by any UN members. Afghanistan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $77.04 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $2,000. Cambodia is a country in Southeast Asia. It borders 3 other countries, which are Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam. The flag of Cambodia features a depiction of Angkor Wat in the middle, on top of 3 horizontal stripes of blue and red. The country is an area of 69,898 square miles, or 181,035 square kilometers, or around 1/3 the size of France, and a population of over 17 million people. 56.5% of the nation's land is made up of forests. Cambodia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $70.08 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $4,200. Ukraine is a country in Eastern Europe. It borders 7 other countries, which are Belarus, Hungary, Moldova, Poland, Romania, Russia, and Slovakia. The flag of Ukraine is made up of 2 horizontal stripes of blue and yellow. The capital and largest city in the nation is Kyiv, or Kiev, which has a population of a little under 3 million people. The country is an area of 233,032 square miles, or 603,549 square kilometers, and a population of over 43 million people. The nation has a temperate continental climate, and 69.3% of the population is urban. Ukraine is currently in an ongoing conflict with Russia. Only time will tell how this will change the nation and other countries in the surrounding area. Ukraine has a purchasing power parity GDP of $516.68 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $12,400. Russia is a massive country in Eastern Europe and Northern Asia. It borders 14 other countries, which are Azerbaijan, Belarus, China, Estonia, Finland, Georgia, Kazakhstan, North Korea, Latvia, Lithuania, Mongolia, Norway, Poland, and Ukraine. The flag of Russia is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of white, blue, and red. The capital and largest city in the nation is Moscow, which has a population of over 12.5 million people. The country has an area of 6,612,077 square miles, or 17,125,200 square kilometers, making it the largest country in the world, and a population of over 142 million people. Russia consumes the 4th largest amount of alcohol per year per capita. The official language is Russian, which makes up 85.7% of the population. Russia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $3.875 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $26,500. Poland is a country in Central Europe. It borders 7 other countries, which are Ukraine, Slovakia, Russia, Lithuania, Germany, the Czech Republic or Czechia, and Belarus. The flag of Poland is made up of 2 horizontal stripes of white and red. The capital and largest city in the nation is Warsaw, which has a population of over 1 billion people. The country has an area of 120,423 square miles, or 311,895 square kilometers, making it around twice the size of the state of Georgia, and a population of over 38 million people. 85% of the nation is Catholic. Poland has a purchasing power parity GDP of $1.223 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $32,200. Mauritius is an island nation off the coast of southeastern Africa. The flag of Mauritius is made up of 4 horizontal stripes of red, blue, yellow, and green. The capital and largest city in the country is Port Louis, which has a population of over 145,000 people. The nation has an area of 775 square miles, or 2,007 square kilometers, and a population of over 1 million people. The most common religion is Hinduism, which makes up 48.5% of the population. Mauritius has a purchasing power parity GDP of $24.64 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $19,500. Benin is a country in Western Africa. It borders 4 other countries, which are Togo, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, and Niger. The flag of Benin is made up of 2 horizontal stripes of yellow and red, as well as a vertical green stripe on the left of the flag. The capital of the nation is Porto Novo, and the largest city is Cotonou. The country has an area of 44,310 square miles, or 114,763 square kilometers, and a population of over 13 million people. The nation was named after the Bight of Benin, which is the body of water off the coast. Benin has a purchasing power parity GDP of $40.29 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $3,300. Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland, is a landlocked country in southern Africa. It borders 2 other countries, which are South Africa and Mozambique. The flag of Eswatini is made up of 5 horizontal stripes of blue, yellow, and red, with a depiction of a shield, 2 spears, and a staff in the center of the flag. The largest city in the nation is Menzini, which has a population of over 30,000 people. The country has an area of 6,703 square miles, or 17,360 square kilometers, and a population of over 1 million people. The country is mostly mountainous and is almost surrounded by South Africa. Eswatini has a purchasing power parity GDP of $9.74 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $8,400. Jamaica is an island nation in the Caribbean. The flag of Jamaica features a diagonal yellow cross and 4 triangles of black and green. The capital and largest city in the nation is Kingston. The nation has an area of 4,244 square miles, or 10,991 square kilometers, making it around half the size of New Jersey, and a population of a bit less than 3 million people. It's the 3rd largest island in the Caribbean. Jamaica has a purchasing power parity GDP of $25.89 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $8,700. Panama is a country in Central America. It borders 2 other countries, which are Colombia and Costa Rica. The flag of Panama is made up of 2 fields of red and blue, as well as 2 fields of white, 2 red and blue stars. The capital and largest city in the nation is Panama City. The country has an area of 28,640 square miles, or 74,177 square kilometers, and a population of just under 4 million people. The nation is the Panama Canal, which is approximately 40 miles long, and is one of the most strategic artificial water channels in the world. Panama has a purchasing power parity GDP of $109.52 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $25,400. The Republic of Ireland is a country on the island of Ireland in Western Europe. It borders 1 other country, which is the United Kingdom. The flag of Ireland is made up of 3 vertical stripes of green, white, and orange. The capital and largest city in the nation is Dublin, which has a population of over 500,000 people. The country has an area of 26,435 square miles, or 68,466 square kilometers, and a population of over 5 million people. It gained independence from the United Kingdom on December 6, 1922. Over 40% of the nation's population lives within 62 miles of Dublin. Ireland has a purchasing power parity GDP of $447.97 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $89,700. North Korea is a country in East Asia. It borders 3 other countries, which are China, Russia, and South Korea. The flag of North Korea is made up of 5 horizontal stripes of blue, white, and red, with a red star and a white circle on the left of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Pyongyang, which has a population of over 2 million people. The country has an area of 47,399 square miles, or 122,762 square kilometers, making it a little bit bigger than Virginia, and has a population of over 25 million people. The nation takes up the northern portion of the Korean Peninsula and has a tense relationship with South Korea. North Korea has a purchasing power parity GDP of $40 billion and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $1,700. Romania is a country in southeastern Europe. It borders 5 other countries, which are Bulgaria, Hungary, Ukraine, Moldova, and Serbia. The flag of Romania is made up of 3 vertical stripes of blue, yellow, and red, and is nearly identical to the flag of Chad. The capital and largest city in the nation is Bucharest, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 92,046 square miles, or 238,397 square kilometers, making it a little bit smaller than Oregon, and has a population of over 21 million people. 81.9% of the nation is Eastern Orthodox. Romania has a purchasing power parity GDP of $556.07 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $28,800. Morocco is a country in North Africa. It borders either 3 or 4 other countries, depending on if you recognize the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. The widely recognized nations it borders are Algeria, Mauritania, and Spain. The flag of Morocco features a green 5-pointed linear star on top of a red field. The capital of the country is Rabat, and the largest city is Casablanca, which has a population of over 3 million people. The nation is an area of 158,300 square miles, or 410,000 square kilometers, and a population of over 36,000 people. It is the only African country which has coastlines on both the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. Morocco has a purchasing power parity GDP of $259.42 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $6,900. Namibia is a country in southern Africa on the southern Atlantic Ocean. It borders 4 other countries, which are Angola, South Africa, Botswana, and Zambia. The flag of Namibia features 3 diagonal stripes of white and red, dividing into 2 sections of blue and green, with a yellow sun in the upper left corner. The capital and largest city in the nation is Windhoek, which has a population of over 300,000 people, and is located in the center of the country. The nation is an area of 318,261 square miles, or 824,292 square kilometers, and a population of over 2 million people. The country is named after the Namib Desert. Namibia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $22.6 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $8,900. Tunisia is a country in North Africa on the Mediterranean Sea. It borders 2 other countries, which are Libya and Algeria. The flag of Tunisia features a red crescent moon and a 5-point star on top of a white circle on top of a red field. The capital and largest city in the nation is Tunis. The country is an area of 63,170 square miles, or 163,610 square kilometers, and has a population of over 11 million people. Arabic is the official language, and Islam is the official religion. Most of the population is in the north of the nation toward the sea. Tunisia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $114.97 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $9,700. Oman is a country in the Middle East. It borders 3 other countries, which are Yemen, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. The flag of Oman is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of white, red, and green, as well as a vertical red stripe on the left, with the national emblem in the upper left corner. The capital and largest city in the nation is Muscat. The country has an area of 119,684 square miles, or 309,980 square kilometers, making it a little bit smaller than Poland, and has a population of over 6.5 million people. Oman has a purchasing power parity GDP of $35.79 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $27,300.